If you follow me, you know that I believe that mindfulness is the key to personal transformation. It's the key to well-being. It's the key to true happiness. Mindfulness, simply put, is the act of being who you are, where you are, how you are right now in the present moment, being fully grounded in the now. With that being said, I'm going to spend this Mindful Monday with just a few moments of myth busting. We're going to myth bust myths about mindfulness and mindset. With that being said, let's start with myth number 1. Mindfulness is about clearing your mind. Nothing could be further from the truth. It is impossible for the brain not to think. Thoughts happen. If you spend some time in meditation, you will start to realize that you can't control your thoughts. All you can do is observe them. Mindfulness is the act of observing your thoughts, noticing them, being aware of them, and then deciding what you do with them. When you are lost in thought and you are living your thoughts as if they are your reality, you are no longer being mindful. But when you notice your thoughts and then decide whether or not that's a thought you want to engage with or one you want to let go, that is mindfulness. That's being aware. Mindfulness is awareness. It's noticing. It's being present so that you realize that you're having these thoughts versus being lost in it. Myth number 2, mindfulness must include meditation. Nope. Meditation, yoga, these other practices that you see people doing, they are not mindfulness in and of themselves. They're simply practices. They're ways to train your brain to be better at staying present. They're tools. If you are interested in learning about meditation, I highly recommend it. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to practice mindfulness so that your brain knows how to stay present in the moment in order to get all of these wonderful results I constantly talk about come from mindfulness. But it's not a requirement. You can never meditate at all and still be an incredibly mindful person and live a really wonderfully mindful life full of happiness and well-being. Meditation is a tool. It is not mindfulness in and of itself. Mindfulness is just about being here right now, which you can do with or without meditation. Myth number 3, my happiness is dependent on my current life situation. It seems so logical, doesn't it? I just lost my job. I have no idea where my next mortgage payment is going to come from or if I can even put food on my children's table. Of course I am unhappy. This horrible life situation has come. It's causing me all kinds of stress. There are these outer things that are happening to me. Anyone would be unhappy in this situation. Logical, but not true. Because you can find 3 different people in the exact same situation who are having 3 very different experiences. Think about the last time you went to see a movie with a friend. You watched the exact same thing, but you have different opinions about what your favorite parts are, different opinions about what it even means. Some people enjoyed it, some people don't. The reason you have these different experiences with the exact same movie is because your mindset and the way you interpret the things that you see and the things that happen to you greatly affect your happiness. The same thing comes with real life horrible situations, whether we're talking about health, whether we're talking about money, whether we're talking about relationships. Things happen. Bad things happen, good things happen. Are they good? Are they bad? It's all about interpretation. Mindfulness and the practice of mindfulness allows you to see what is, and then you get to decide how you interpret it and what you do with what is. I lost my job. That is. Is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing? That, believe it or not, is up to interpretation. And what do I do with what has happened? That is up to my own mindset. So myth number 3, my happiness is not dependent on my circumstances or my life situation. My happiness is dependent on my mindset, my perceptions, and how I view my life circumstances and what has happened to me. Myth number 4, I must respond to my feelings and my emotions. This also seems very logical. How many times have you said, I can't do it, I'm too scared? This is my favorite myth to bust, because once you bust this myth, your world opens up and anything is possible. Can you imagine what you would do if being scared had nothing to do with the actions you took? I can. I grew up with severe anxiety disorder. I still have social anxiety. I still have anxiety, but this myth is what kept me from living a happy life for so many years. Once I learned that anxiety is a feeling, not an action, and that I can choose to take an action regardless of how I'm feeling, everything in my life changed. And it can change for you too. I started doing things even though I was terrified. I was able to separate, oh, I notice that I'm terrified. In this present moment, I notice that I'm feeling the emotion of terror. That emotion does not prevent me from doing the thing that is causing me terror. That is still an action that I can choose to do. I can do this action whether I'm happy, whether I'm sad, whether I'm bored, whether I'm terrified, or whether I'm excited. So when I started doing those things, saying, hey, I notice my emotions, I'm aware of my emotions, and I am going to choose what to do with this emotion. Either I'm going to use it for information and say, oh, this terror is for a good reason, I'm not going to do that. Or this terror is not for a good reason, I'm going to do this action anyway. I was suddenly able to do things I never thought I could. And go figure, the more you do things when you're nervous or scared or terrified, the more likely you are not to feel those terrified emotions the next time you do the thing, because now your brain has learned that, oh, this thing didn't lead to that bad thing that I was worried about. So that was a long, rambling description of this myth, but I must respond to my thoughts and feelings? Absolutely not. I have thoughts and feelings. I have feelings, I have thoughts. Do they control my actions? Absolutely not. Being mindfully aware of what those feelings are gives me the power and the choice to decide what to do with them. So the truth, your life is a result of what happens on the inside. Everything that you perceive as happening to you is really a result of how you perceive what is happening to you. And how do you change your perceptions, take control of your life, and create the life that you dream of? Mindfulness. Mind over matter. Mindfulness matters.